Is it? It just told me that it was. Should be. There it is. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. What are you doing?
I'm clicking stop on it so it doesn't make noise.
Ah. Oh, okay. Well, then that works. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, you're probably going to be logging into the chat, or you're going to be logging onto the YouTube page, and, yeah, just Facebook. I should be automatically logged in. There you go. Hey, go to my, actually go to my, just click on my profile. It should have, I think it popped up already. No. Did you get the link? Probably not. There you go. Get that, and then there we go. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Y&L show. Just go ahead and type up on live now, and then go ahead and click the link. There you go. Oh, it's not there. There it is, and hit post. And voila. Alright, so there we go. So now we can get rid of that. We can have the chat room. And everything's good. Alright, so now we'll get the L part of the show tonight. Raj is not here. Raj is working. So we even came up with a theme song for our show.
Well, initially it was actually supposed to be for the J&R show, or the Josh and Rich show.
Yeah, and
but we decided, since this is going to be a different type of show right now,
it's going to be primarily Amtgard.
Yeah.
But still, we're going to play around with it. So, we have a theme song. We get to play 16 seconds of it before we're in trouble. You know, and I don't see anything moving on the audio whatsoever.
It's underneath, that's why. It works.
Oh, okay, it is working?
Now.
Okay, yes. Alright, that's all we're allowed to play. We can't play anymore now. Old people got it. They know what it was.
I heard it when I was like 5.
Yeah. So, so there we go. So, alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this weekend we had, Kingdom Mid-Rain 55. And we had a Devil's Bayou. And,
was Satan there?
Yeah, Satan showed the fuck up late Saturday night, early Sunday morning.
So I missed that. Got
yeah, you can ask Surreal, because her tent completely obliterated on her while they were inside the tent.
Wow.
Yeah. Hell froze the fuck over Saturday night.
Sounds like a spring where I went to.
Oh God, it was it. Other than the weather, it was a great event. But I mean, Saturday night, I finally, like around about 4 o'clock in the morning, I had to bid adieu to Barrick and the other people that were there, the other couple people that were there at the bar, and yeah, I made my way across the grounds to get to my tent, and by the time I got to my tent, I couldn't feel my legs, my hands, my face. I couldn't move. The only thing I could really do was grunt at that point in pain, because I was in a hell of a lot of it when I got there. But all in all, though, the event was really, really relaxed. It was very chill. I didn't think anything, happened whatsoever. Come to find out, I was totally and completely wrong. Evidently, there was all kinds of controversy that happened. But none of the overall experience of the event itself. They were kind of behind the scenes stuff. And we'll get into that in a minute.
So there wasn't any fighting off the field, like besides being on the battlefield?
No, we didn't have nobody got drunk and stupid whatsoever.
It's rare at an Amtgard event. But
yeah,
cool.
Nobody got drunk and stupid. We had a bunch of kids show up from Stevensville. They got a freehold out there. And these guys were full on throttle, wanting to play. I mean, they're fully armored, tunicked.
Put me in, coach!
I mean, these guys were ready to rock and roll out there for their first event.
Oh, wow.
And, and they had some issues in the beginning because trying to understand how it worked. trying to understand all the different magic and stuff like that, which they don't. They're the only ones in their freehold, so they all play warrior. So
they know how to fight sword for sword though.
Yeah, for the most part. And but when they had magic, when they had to deal with the one game where we had magic classes involved, there was some issues with that. But it's because they don't fight. They've not fought against it.
They cast it against you. The fuck's a spell?
Well, and one of the things I had to explain to them, and now let me tell you, these kids from Stephenville, very, very, very perceptive. They were willing to listen without any issues. And I told them that I was like, hey, if you have any questions, you let me know. And then smiles as I teleport everyone everywhere. He did.
All right,
but anyway, one of the things they were having an issue is they get hit with I had one of the mages look at me and go, hey, I hit him with ice ball and he kept going. And I was like, okay, so I talked to him about it. He goes, well, I don't know what it does. I'm like, okay, so here's what you do. You make yourself, insubstantial. You sit there and you put your hand up, you look at it and go, what did that do to me? They have to answer you. They can't sit there and go, you figure it out.
No, I can't.
They have to answer you. They tell you, you're frozen. You now cannot move. You're in a block of ice. You cannot be attacked unless somebody does a specific and can to take you out of that insubstantial state. And you're there for this count. And then that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And they didn't know that they could do that while, because they didn't know they could do that while the fight was going on. And I'm like, yes. And anything that happens to you while you're getting a clarification doesn't count because you're insubstantial.
Yeah.
And so once you get the clarification, then you take yourself out of the insubstantial state and you move on with what's happened to you in the game.
Basically, during this aspect, you were considered out of game.
Yeah. So you can. So
you really can't be said, but we hit you 58 times in the back. It's like, did you see my hand?
Yeah,
blind?
I'm asking a question to clarify, and they didn't know that. And then once I did, then every time somebody hit them with something, they were good.
They're just like, the fuck did that do?
Yeah, and that's all you gotta do is you gotta look at them when they hit you with it. And you don't know what it is. Go, dude, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And you're good. You're good. So, but then they came around and they had no issues at that point. And then I learned real quickly when you have two high-end monsters versus each other, which I had a griffin versus a dragon.
Kaiju battle.
Okay, and so I all of them ended up on the same team because they all had griffin symbols on their chest. So I'm like, okay, you're on the griffin team. And of course, our dragon had almost every single one of the spellcasters.
Oh.
And so immediately I'm thinking, this is going to end badly. This is going to end badly. And it didn't, actually. The griffin team won. But in the beginning of it, it got kind of gnarly, and trying to explain to them, take flight and aerial superiority and all of that and how that works with a monster. And they never really faced against a high-end monster before. So they learned a whole hell of a lot in 6 hours that they had not learned probably the entire time they've actually been playing Amtgard.
Dear Amtgard Diary.
Yeah, exactly.
Today I learned magic was a thing.
Today I learned that monsters exist. But they were great guys. They were great. They were really great kids. One guy named Frat, that fought in a tournament. Their whole group fought in a tournament, but Frat was in a tournament, and Frat not only streaked, he earned his first Order of the Warrior.
Oh. And
I had 3 different people come up and recommend him for his first Griffin, which he was given. So he did it. I was going to recommend him for one anyway, but then I had other people come up to me and say, hey, Yamish, why don't you go let the king know, through this tournament, this guy's earned this. Great fights all the way around. The tournament was good. There was no real issue in the tournament. Most of it was straight across the board. I had myself, Barrick was reaved, and Lily reaved as well. I'm just saying Lily because I'm not repeating his entire game name. Everybody's like, Squire Baronet Gamish McCrotch is a long name. I'm like, hell no, you ain't seen Lily, Sunshine, something.
Oh, that guy.
Megatron. and it's like
Fucking
it's like 7 names. There was like 6 or 7 names in there.
The rest of the name actually doesn't matter. He picked Megatron. I like him already.
Yeah, see, there you go. He helped Reeve as well, and I mean, I just want to tell him he needs to change his game name to Mr. Griffin. Because
why not just Griff?
No, because every time I Reeve and he's playing a game, I can just straight up ignore him. I can, because not only if you get him, you'll sit there and go, "Did I get you?" He'll sit there and explain it in full detail how you killed him. Oh, okay. Death, Lily, Megatron, Sunshine.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike, get your ass in the chat room.
Apparently he's watching it from Facebook, which is why he's messaging you.
He's watching it from Facebook.
You can actually just click on the image, and it can actually pop in there.
Okay. So he's actually messaging. He responded on the thread now for the link. Is
I
what
guess,
that
yeah.
is. Okay. Well, I mean, we read it, so there you go.
We can read it, so I mean.
Yeah, and it pops up on my computer screen, so there you go. The tournament we ended with Megas Lone Wolf took first.
Nice.
Spike took second, Saracen, and now Sir Litalic. Now Sir Litalic took third. He wasn't a Sir at the tournament, so we'll just say Litalic took third. Because later on that day, he became Sir Litalic.
Congratulations, Napoleon Dynamite.
There you go.
I will never not call you that.
I think the reason why Litalic got third, I think the edge for him was his afro was just fucking wild as hell. He had like an extra 1.5 foot on people in the tournament.
It's a depth perception thing.
It was like out to here. It was everywhere. And the wind would catch it, his head would kick back. He had that whole like movie thing going.
Wait, does that mean if his afro was that far out, is he the main singer for LMFAO now?
I'm thinking so. We just need to get him. We just need to.
Except not tan.
Yeah. We just need to get him some stripper pants that you just tear off, and
he has to learn I'm sexy and I know it.
Yeah, there you go. Which he's not, but
well,
to each their own.
He has a wife, so I mean, someone found it.
Yeah. Evidently somebody did. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
No. So there you go. We're on that page. You know, and then I will say that I was thoroughly impressed. Let me tell you what impressed me out of that tournament. Hopper 3 different times to Litalic in the Iron Man. Spun and got it. Did a spin to win.
Really?
3 different times.
Wow.
And I thought there was going to be a 4th one, and I thought she was setting him up for it because they took the top 4 and seeded them and had them fight it off for the win, and it was Hopper versus Litalic.
Yeah.
And I swore in the second round she was setting it up, and you could see it looked like she was getting ready to dip her shoulder to do it, and dip her shoulder to do it, and dip her shoulder to do it, and she didn't do it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, come on, fourth of them, you know, for the win. Also, but like I said, though, the fights were good the whole way around. We had a whole bunch of those new guys from Stephenville in that Iron Man tournament. It's the first time they've been in, I think the first time some of them been in one. And all of them got it. There was no arguments. There was no delays in it. It was a good, even, steady run back and forth and back and forth. You know, and we didn't really have any delays.
Do you think they'll make the spring war?
A lot of them are saying they're planning to be there. So
I would love to meet them.
I do. I
steal them for the tribe.
One of them they asked about joining. There's like, well, we want to know if our park can be sponsored by Saracen City. I will tell you guys right now, if you're watching this show,
I approve.
I don't think we'd have a problem letting you guys chill out in Saracen City.
Hell, I'll sponsor you now.
Well, a couple of them was at Spring War last year. There was like 2 or 3 of them that went to Spring War last year, and I guess I missed it because I didn't remember. But then again, last year I wasn't really working anything except gate.
Yeah.
And I got pretty drunk one of the nights. Yeah. So with me and McFadden up till 3 in the morning drinking. And they said that we got them pretty. No. They went to Banner Wars.
Oh.
They went to Banner Wars.
Not this one.
But anyway, they said they hung out with the Saracens and loved it and everything else. So I was like, hey, look, I didn't have the authority to tell them, but I'm pretty sure if they come to Springmore and they want to hang out over at Saracen City, it's fine. The only time they'd ever have to step away is when we're doing Circle.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's about it.
Other than that, they can hang out with us the whole time. You know, I'm pretty sure if I told the powers be saying, hey, I'm letting these guys hang out with us, you know, is that cool? They're a cool bunch of dudes.
I can already tell you what McFadden will say.
What?
Verbatim, he will go, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, unless the only people that will stop us are the people that don't know the CK Saracens, because we usually let almost everyone just show up. Hell, we've actually had people sit in on circles.
Not really.
I mean, we were too into the zone about it, so we didn't really pay any attention to anyone else, and they knew not to open their mouths.
Yeah, well, we're not really supposed to.
We're not.
But, you know, when there's only like 8 of us in a circle,
it kind of becomes a moot point, but then again, as per tradition, we really shouldn't.
Yeah, but the cool part is sometimes people sit in on them, and then they're like, hey, I like how this operation is running, and they end up becoming Saracens.
I'm thoroughly interested in it. We should subscribe to your newsletter.
Yeah, see, there you go. All right, so so the battle games were great. Had a great time. I love the keep setup that they've done out there now. The towers were cool. It was a whole lot of fun.
Now, I sadly wasn't able to make it, but what can you tell me about the site? For other people who didn't make it.
You've been to Devil's Bayou before, right?
No.
Okay.
I've never been.
All right, so when you go driving down the middle of this country road and you expect to hear banjos, okay?
For that one scene out of Silent Hill.
Yeah, it looked like it going to the event, because when we left here, the fog was there, but it wasn't that bad, and the closer and closer we got to the event site, the worse the fog got.
So you say you were this close to going into Silent Hill without knowing it?
Yeah. So anyways, when you go in there, when you first turn into the road, they have a permanent booth set up for gate.
Oh, cool.
And then that's usually your parking area. When you come into the site, straight ahead of you is, of course, the residence, which you're not allowed to access.
Yeah.
That's the private residence. And then behind that and off to its left is where all the structures are. They have a full-on bar, a full-on feast hall. They have these like little huts set up along the wall.
Yeah.
It's completely fenced, wooden fenced in the whole way around. And then as you come around the front where the keep entrance is, it looks like a big opening with 2 towers sticking up and then a fence line. They have a dead door, which what the dead door is for is if you're in the keep fighting and you die, you can go through the door without having to go through the middle of the fight at the entrance.
Yeah.
Which is nice, but the wind blew that bitch the fuck down last night. So they got to work on anchoring that down so it doesn't get blown down.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you have where at this one, and one of the cool things for the night fighting they have a lit little fighting arena. It's a little fighting pit sitting in the back corner. They have a full kitchen, or they have a kitchen set up in there, and on the other side of the kitchen is where they have the hot showers.
Okay.
In there, and I mean, there's just the place is getting amazing every time they add on to it. One of the things they are working on is the drainage, and then off to the left is where the big fighting field is.
Yeah.
And then camping pretty much around where that is.
Okay.
And there's not a whole lot of trees for shade. In fact, I think there's 1 or 2.
Well, I mean, if you go to Saracen City and
in Springmore, there's no real shade.
No shade. Unless you go into the back with what's called the EH Grotto, which is where most of the EH goes to camp.
Yeah, and that's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much the lowdown of the site. But it's a good site. It really is. It's a fun site. You know, and like I said, I had a blast, and the event was really chill. The feast, absolutely on point. He did beef tips with noodles. He did Brussels sprout. He had an option of beef tip. He had beef tips with onions or just beef tips. Noodles, Brussels sprouts and cabbage, or Brussels sprouts. I'm not a fan of Brussels sprouts by any means. Fucking loved the hell out of them. They were great, delicious. The beef tips were on point. They weren't overcooked or undercooked.
Ooh.
The noodles were good. Um, oh shit! And I don't know why I keep. Why do I keep forgetting Brett's game name? I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I really keep forgetting Brett's game name, and I don't know why. But Brett was right on point.
Grifter.
Grifter, there it is.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Grifter was the feast was on point. It was absolutely delicious. I've not seen a line that long for seconds in an event in a while. Almost everybody that ate, for the most part, got up for seconds.
Now, while I was at Park today...
So, obviously, cooked enough.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now, while I was at Park today, I did hear some of the other opinions of the people who were there that showed the park. Something about our
Yeah, our king.
Didn't get food until there was already a line.
That was because I watched. The reason why I thought he had food, and I would have taken care of him, is I watched him come out and walk into the kitchen, and of course I was paying attention, keeping the line moving, and the line, you know, and I saw him go into the kitchen and then leave, and I thought he went in to go get his own. I thought he went in to go get his meal, and I'm sitting there going, well, why the fuck are you getting your own meal? But okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then somebody came out and said the king hasn't gotten fed yet. And I was like, well, then get the fuck into the front of the line and go get his meal. You know, I was not. I thought he had gone into the kitchen to get food, and evidently didn't. Because I had to make sure I was at the end of the line, the end of the first line, so that way after I got my food and I knew the feast crew got their food, then we could open it up to seconds.
There you go.
And so, but I didn't know he had his until somebody walked out and said, "Hey, dude, the king hasn't gotten any food yet." And I'm like, "The fuck?" It's something I need to know.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, so that way that can get handled. And so, but it got handled. He got his food. It was a little late. What else did you hear?
Other things were just about the site in general. Like, from what people said, there's like, you know, it still seems a little small rather than like LaGrange or anything like that. It's like,
A lot of things are small compared to LaGrange.
this is true. But I did hear that the whole, everything out of pallets was fucking amazing.
Everything out of what?
Pallets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The fact that they did it all in pallets.
Well, no, the
keep, I think, right?
The keep part wasn't all out of pallets. I think that where you stand on in the tower is pallets. The ladder to get up was done out of pallets, but no, they were made by 4x8s and fence and fence posts.
I think it was the ingenious use of pallets. Then.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there that's done completely out of pallets, and it's absolutely ingenious.
Yeah.
I will say that their wood stove setup they have in the bar. Oh, we were rocking the hell out of that thing Saturday night.
I believe it.
Dude, we had that sucker going. That was a place to hang out Saturday.
There you go.
Saturday night after a lot of people had departed for the evening or went to bed. We had the bar cooking.
Original iteration at the other site they had was made mostly of pallets, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, there you go. They do have a lot of stuff there that was made out of pallets, but they've done the renovations they've done and the additions they've done is definitely out of regular wood products for building these structures and things like that. So they've done a really good job with it. They really have. I will give them all the credit in the world. They've done a really good job with that setup, and it's good for a smaller event size. It's not. It would not be good if, say, we had 200 people show up. It wouldn't have been big enough. Not even close. Okay, so it was good for this because the weather was shitty, so we knew the turnout was going to be low. I mean, the Saturday started off nice, no wind, it got warm.
Yeah, and then out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah,
literally, this is how I know how bad it got real fast, because I went to work at 9 a.m. I left at 11:38.
Yeah.
Whenever I left work, it got cold as tits.
Yeah, we had just finished the tournament. And I told him, I said, okay, we're going to go ahead and do something else. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the wind kicked up a little bit, and it was like a line just came through that you didn't see. And
I'm back in.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the temperature dropped. Like, it seemed like it dropped like 15 degrees in like 5 minutes, easy. Because at first, everybody that was fighting was all sweaty and everything else, and we're like, okay, you know, it feels good.
Now everyone has a cold. And
then it was like, but then after about 5 minutes after it started to drop, you know, and the wind picked up, we're like, okay, now this is getting kind of stupid.
Yeah.
You know, but we ended up we still kept fighting. We didn't lose anybody because of it. In fact, we added people. I know Raban got out into the fight.
Oh.
I know Patch got out into the fighting. You know, we had other people that weren't fighting originally joined in and started fighting.
Me to put on as soon as I took off my tunic. It was made.
Yeah.
Fighting keeps you warm. My nipples could have cooked glass.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you ruined the T-shirt.
Well, because I'm just glad Bacon decided to go home. Because Bacon was sleeping in one of the huts Friday night.
Oh.
Okay, and the huts, it's basically when you walk into it, there's a big open window and there's a doorway. And it's about, I'd say like 4.5 feet, maybe 5 foot deep by about 7 foot long. And you have this huge open window and this open door, and the boards aren't like sealed. So they're boards built around it. It looks gorgeous. It does. It looks pretty the way it's done.
Yeah.
And, but if he'd have been in that Saturday night and stayed, I think we would have probably had to take the bacon popsicle somewhere to just boil him in order to thaw him out.
There's a microwave for that.
Yeah, you know. I mean, it works for frogs if you do it slowly.
Security got to weather such things, but my wife came and took me home. I had no choice in the matter.
Hey.
Well, you could have done the 5-year-old method. But
he wasn't gonna say he wasn't gonna go.
A bacon sickle. There you go.
Yeah. Would you tell Virginia no? Would you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I would just see what would happen now.
No.
Lufa, go to your tent. No. Excuse me? I don't have it set up. I'm in the cabin, so haha. That's gonna be my response.
Yeah, but I wouldn't tell her no.
Heat versus no heat.
Yeah.
I'm a furnace, so
dude, I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning, and in all honesty, a lot of the reason why I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning. And don't get me wrong, I had a great conversation hanging out with Barrick, and I think Julia, and I think the one girl's name was Samantha, and then of course Mike was sitting there, Miranda was there, and of course William Squire fell asleep in a chair. Yeah, Miranda passed out right there. You know, and I did not want to go from where we were at the bar to my tent, because, okay, to give you an idea, okay, say these two things are like structures, right? Say this is a tent and this is the keep. Okay, so say this is big enough for a bunch of people to fight in, so to give you a scale size, right? Okay, it was literally, here's the field to fight in, here's a ditch line, here's where the keep entrance is. My tent was way the fuck over here.
Damn.
I did not want to fucking walk the whole way over there. Yamish had a pretty good spot next to the fire too. Yes, I did. I found a stool right next to the bitch, and I swear at one point I thought my leg had finally achieved rare. And I was gonna get a fork and just to see what my calf tasted like at that point. A little bit of seasoning. I mean, but I didn't care.
All on top.
Well, because I wore my kilt the entire event, even though it was cold. I even drove home in it. You know, so I mean, I paid for it. I paid for it, but you know what? I didn't care. You know, well, at the point my legs got so damn numb that it didn't matter anymore. If I'd have put on pants,
have some Tonys on it,
right? Oh, if I'd have put on a pair of pants, it wouldn't have done me any damn good. And the garb pants I have aren't insulated by any means, so it doesn't do me any damn good.
This is why I wear sweatpants underneath my garb pants now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wear sweatpants and put a kilt on. That looks so fucking trashy. It's stupid.
No, just for garb pants.
That's like wearing basketball shorts over sweatpants. That just looks stupid.
That's just dumb.
That's what wearing sweatpants under a kilt, same thing.
I'm saying with your garb pants, not your kilt.
Yeah, but either or, it doesn't look good. So, but I mean, we still had a good. No. Okay, I would, as long as I can get the Iron Man, like the Iron Man stretch pants.
There you go.
Those I would do.
It was the chillest and chilliest event I have been to in quite some time.
Yeah, it got fucking cold, dude. We were sitting next to the fire in the bar, and if your headline was above where the heat coming out of the stove was, you could see your breath.
Yeah.
So we're sitting next to a roaring fire, and you could still see your breath.
So, going off of what Bacon said, there was one that was actually colder, in my opinion, and that was one of the spring wars we had at Giddings.
I think I was at that one.
Where, you know, it wasn't terrible until that morning, like Sunday morning, where you would come out of the tent, and it is to the point where the instant you come out, everything's frozen on you. That's how cold it was.
No. I think this was worse last night.
We had 30 plus people crammed into a pop-up with the walls around it, and one of those tiny like little fires you make with like the propane with the rocks.
If more people would have stayed the night that were at that event last night, if they would have stayed on site, we would have probably had 40, 50 people crammed into the bar. I mean, because here's the problem. This is why it was so bad. It dropped to 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay. And the wind is blowing at almost a good steady 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it started misting in the wind.
Oh, okay.
Because when I was walking back to my tent, I was soaked. My skin was soaked, and my jacket had water dripping off of it.
Yeah.
And I was so bad. All I did when I got in the tent, and I want a special shout out to Megas and Kylie. I think is how you pronounce it, bro. Craley. Sorry. I did not want to set my big ass monstrosity up because I have one of the biggest tents, and they had set theirs up and decided they were going to go home. So they allowed me and Raquel to set up our air mattress and our blankets in there and not have to set ours up. So definitely special shout out to Megas and Craley for that. That was awesome. But
did I see the back of the PT Cruiser?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I went home, or when I went to the tent, I literally, this is all I did. I took my jacket off, took my shoes off, and climbed into the fucking bed with all my garb, my belts, everything still on. I didn't even dress because I knew damn well I was gonna just freeze my ass off if I tried to. And then it started raining at some point, and it actually leaked through the side. It came in a little bit on the tent, and so my pillows got soaked.
That sucks.
Yeah, so you know, it was a bitch last night. I think it's one of the worst. It is probably the coldest event I've been to. I think for me it outdoes that spring war you're talking about because I believe I was there.
The only difference between that and the spring war was it rained during the night. When we woke up, it was like, dear God, because it had that like cold plus the
Well, when I drove home from the event, dude, I got just outside of Gerald. And it started raining, then it started sleeting, and then it tried to snow. I had ice from bumper to bumper on my car.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it was crazy. So it was cold. Now let's talk about a little bit of the controversial things that happened. Because evidently there was a couple controversial things. So, you need to get your window fixed, Hoss. I have a $700 piece of Lexan that was given to me for free. Same shit they use in NASCAR. And I'm in the process of cutting out a back window. Because otherwise it's $350 to put a back window in that car, and I'm not putting a $350 window in the back of that car. It's not happening. I got the Lexan. It'll take an impact up to 300 miles an hour. Be okay. It's going to look a little goofy when I get done, but it's going to cover it. Evidently, there was a little bit of a controversy.
Little.
And don't get me wrong. Let me tell you that there was 3 nightings at this event. There was 3.
A small stuff on Facebook.
Okay.
Now, before he continues on, I want to make something completely clear. I am not a fan of any form of politics whatsoever. That does not mean I will not stare at it and personally judge people for being stupid beyond all belief, and people who backpedal like a motherfucker whenever you get called out on shit.
Yeah. Okay. So, Raban was given or earned his crown belt, and they did the ninja knighting at the ninja knighting at the Night Circle meeting. Okay, as a surprise. And I get it. He's earned it.
Yeah.
He has the stuff in order to have it. So they ninja knight.
Points.
Okay, I think he's got more than that.
Probably.
I think he's got like 6. But anyway, so they went ahead at the Night Circle and ninja knighted him. Okay, Weasel went nuclear over it. Absolutely nuclear.
Yep.
Okay, and it's like I talked to somebody about this, you know, and I talked to him about it today. And what somebody they referenced it like this. They said that you got somebody that has contributed so much to this organization, and then is turned absolutely toxic about things. I'm not a knight. One day I hope to be. One day I hope that the powers that be believe that I have earned my place among the peerage. Okay, but I'm not there yet. Okay. I believe this with everything in Amtgard. Okay? If you have an issue, show up to vote. Be there. Okay? If you can't be there, okay, voice your opinion about it. Say, look, I don't like the idea. I think, but don't lose your shit over it. Don't go nuclear over it. Well, first of all, it's a fucking game. Okay? Ain't nobody losing their job. Nobody's going to end up homeless tomorrow. Well, that's not true. Some people will end up homeless because of this game because they don't have the priority straight.
Yeah, this is true.
I have been in that boat before. I've put Amtgard over mundane life and ended up homeless. Okay? I was homeless while I was king. But it's a game. Yeah, people are going to make fucking decisions you don't like. It happens all the time. Okay? But you don't have to become just absolutely toxic because something happens you don't like. You really don't. You voice your opinion, say, I think this is, I don't fucking like this decision. Here's why I don't like the decision. And then somebody's going to say, well, I disagree with your disliking of the situation. Well, I disagree with your disagreeing of me disliking the situation. Well, I disagree that you disagree, then I'm disagreeing that the fact that you dislike the situation.
Okay, if we go any further than that, it's going to go into your mom jokes in the bad way.
Okay, but I mean, if you have a discussion, but you don't get stupid about it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that happened on the Facebook page.
141 comments before Brett closed comments.
Yeah, and then it happened over on the Facebook page over shit. And people just got stupid and petty. And it is not necessary. It really wasn't necessary.
I think my favorite out of all of it was Thomas.
Are you talking about
Cagle.
You're talking about yeah.
Him. I don't remember his name anymore.
I remember his game card in a second.
But he called out Weasel for being petty. And his logic
was he calling out Weasel for being petty?
He's calling out a lot of people for being petty.
Yeah.
Tom a lot, thank you.
Tom a lot.
Now, the thing about that is, you call out people for being petty, that's all well and good. But whenever you use logic, like, if it happened in your company, would you do it? If your race was shot, would you go after the person who shot him? I mean, it's not really a good example because the thing was, he was saying it happened because of, like, people are making it bad because of it's a Dark Rider thing. It's a Dark Rider thing. It's like
it was a buddy knighting. I heard a buddy knighting.
It was a bro knighting because of the company. It's like one.
There was, I think, total, and if you include Raban, who wasn't there for that vote.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 3 Dark Riders.
Out of how many knights that showed up?
2 Saracens. 1 that's neutral. But if you want to say anything, you say closer to the Saracens because he was a Saracen, and that was my nightmare.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. There was 4 because I do believe now that I think about it, Redneck did make it for the voting.
Wilhelm would have been there as well. Yeah.
Wilhelm was there.
Yeah.
So was Kishi. You had one of the things was, oh, there was more Dark Riders there in the vote than there wasn't, and it's like, that's why this happened. And it's like, really, were you there for the discussion?
No, people also claim it was a bro thing because of Bubba.
Because the whole, they block voted him into office.
But the thing is,
but they accused Armand of doing that shit.
Well, yeah, but that's Armand.
You know, so the last two monarchs have been accused of hooking up one company because they claim this company is controlled.
Well, the difference between
destinies.
The difference between the two is one king was part of the company that was being bro voted. The other one wasn't.
Like, I've seen more grown-ass adults act like kids, throwing temper tantrums and arguing for no reason other than to argue it than I ever should see. I want to be pretty clear here. Saracens, Nihilists, Dark Riders, Grey Wardens, and other companies were present at this event. I can see the confusion of thinking it was only a Dark Rider thing. We all wear black. Oh, no, we're gonna get to that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. But
trust me, we're gonna get to that.
No, the logic and reasoning behind Tamala calling people petty was just not there, and people constantly called him out on it. And the irony that he kept backpedaling to a point where people were calling him petty, and he was telling them he wasn't.
Yeah, there was people that were sitting there and saying that, you know, well, I guess you got to be petty to understand what petty is.
Petty is as petty does.
You know.
In another,
in Forrest Gump reference there.
In his own Facebook post on his own page, he did the same thing about calling people petty, and he used the analogy play on words petty as a coat, which is by far one of the worst things I have heard to make a play on words or even an analogy out of the word petty.
Petty as a coat.
Petticoat.
I get that.
Those are his words.
That's the dumbest
petty
fucking thing ever, because I didn't read all of his statement. I read part of it, and I was like, okay, this is nonsensical bullshit.
This one was on his Facebook page. I despise the attitude towards the politics in this game. There's a reason I tend to stay at Nock and not travel out often.
I get that. I understand that.
I understand that too.
I'm a career politician in Amtgard, so I get myself involved everywhere.
Yeah.
21 years, all but 6 months of it, I've been in office.
The funniest part of his own post was he tried to explain why he used petty, and then everyone went, "So you're calling someone petty as a petticoat, which is the undergarment of a female. Are we hearing this correctly?"
Yeah, and then he had to start backpedaling on what he meant.
That.
The moment you are in a conversation, you have to explain what you mean. I learned this lesson a couple months ago. Once you have to start describing, you have to go into full detail and explaining what you said. Maybe you should think about your wording.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just say, okay, let's scratch what I said and let me try this again.
Yeah. I abhor politics, but I love trolling. I really love a little gentle trolling, aka orking. That is so bad. You spelled orking wrong.
You did.
O-R-C.
It's O-R-C-I-N-G.
Anyway, but
go ahead.
The bullshit that happened on that post, it de-escalated to a far worse aspect. Instead of just discussing the issue, which it kind of started that at the top of it, at the beginning, but then it just went into basically fuck you, no fuck you, go fuck yourself, no you go fuck yourself. My Amtgard dad is better than your Amtgard dad. And at that point, it's just okay. And then finally, I saw Brett go, "I'm removing comments," and I'm like, "Thank you."
Yeah. It was,
and then I saw Thomas's post on his Facebook page, and I'm like, "Oh, he just took it somewhere else."
He took it somewhere else, so they can't shut the comments down.
But he can remove comments he doesn't like. So
now, speaking of well.
Oh yeah, next topic.
I mean, we're already talking about the retardation of the kingdom.
This is true.
We did skip the other thing.
We'll come back.
We'll come back to that. Okay, for a short period of time, and nobody really knows why. The king lost his ability to even comment. He got put in Facebook timeout on the kingdom page
until the 14th at 6:45 p.m.
But he's got his privileges back.
Yes.
Okay. Don't know why. I don't know if we really need to say who did it.
No.
Because we found out who it was.
We did.
But
that person has since admitted it and stepped down as a admin on the page.
I did not see any I did not see any reason.
Oh, okay, today. All right.
I had not seen any reason as to why they had his admin privileges removed. I don't know what it was for. I'm not going to go into detail. Even if I did, I wouldn't go into detail. I'd just say, yeah, I knew what it was for. But
it feels like one of those things where someone, you know, without saying names or anything like that, again, it's a feeling of it was because of the knighting.
Yeah, because
someone wasn't there, someone got butthurt because they couldn't make a vote, and so they used their ability to do that.
The internet is like running the Special Olympics. You can win, but you're still special in the end. That actually is there's a comedian that used that. There was a comedian that had Down syndrome that used that joke, and a friend of mine used that joke who had Down syndrome.
Oh my God!
And he goes, hey, let me tell you something. He goes, you can go to the Special Olympics and win a gold medal. He said, but in the end, you're still. And I started laughing. I was like, dude, I feel bad. I feel like I'm going to go to hell. And he goes, no, it's cool because the guy with Down syndrome told you the joke and you're laughing. So there you go. But it just, we had such a great event for what we had. We ended up finishing in the black. We didn't finish in the negative. We made money. Not a lot, but we made some money off the deal. When we had a decent turnout, and this is how we ended our weekend. With this.
Butthurt.
You know, people upset about it. I heard somebody bitch about Litalik getting knighted. I've heard, you know, Wilhelm got his crown belt.
No one bitched about that.
No one bitched about that.
No one would dare bitch about that. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, Bacon said 1 cent in the positive is a win. Hey, we didn't go backwards. Hey, it's like I said this morning. Either not making an advancement or making an advancement financially in an event is a win. Going backwards financially in an event is a loss. So
if the color doesn't turn red, we're good.
You're fine. As long as you do when you do the spreadsheet, and it doesn't have a negative number in the front at the total, you're good.
I just realized this. Check balancing is a Saracen. Negative is red, positive is black.
Yes.
Money is Saracen, guys.
There you go. So
we own the currency system.
We are the root of all evil.
Yeah!
There you go.
Aren't we already?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now we control the currency. The way we balance the system, it's black or red.
He who controls the money controls the world.
There you go. So we control the whole operation.
There you go.
Now?
Yeah, right? I mean, kind of. I mean, a parish priest's colors are black and a bishop is red.
So yeah, I guess we control the.
We are the Vatican.
We control the biggest religion in the world.
The only time that we're not in charge is whenever it's the Pope.
Does that mean we're tax-free? Why not?
I mean, we're a non-profit, so technically we are tax-free.
Why not?
We're tax-exempt.
There you go. So why not? I'm okay with it. Speaking of Saracens, this
wonderful segue, by the way.
Yeah, this came out today that every Saracen has showed up to this event. Every Saracen, which I think, let's see, let me go down the list. Let's see, we had Wilhelm, Tishi, Litalik, myself, Bacon, Spike, Miranda, William Squire. We had one other one. I can't remember her name. Showed up.
Black Cat?
Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. Okay.
Yeah, showed
Black
up.
Cat.
Okay, yeah, Black Cat. So we had 10.
We had 10.
Okay. Supposedly, now this is going out. Okay, so we had 11. Supposedly, every one of the Saracens that showed up today are actually Dark Riders that are undercover in the Saracen company.
So it's only the ones that showed up
today, or this weekend.
Damn it, I missed my opportunity.
Yeah, that's actually out there. That is out there floating around, that we are undercover Dark Riders. That we're flying the Saracen colors, but we're Dark Riders. We're an inside.
So what you're saying is we're technically double agents.
Yeah.
Who's 007?
Me? I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't look as good as what's his name, but I definitely don't look as good.
Dark Rider in disguise.
Yeah, I'm not. I definitely do not look like Sean Connery, so.
Yeah. Or Roger Moore.
There you go. Amos is pretty old. Might be his
Sean
social security
yeah,
number. It very well.
Yeah.
I very well could be. I think my social security number is 7. It's 007, so it's very possible.
That's okay.
I can tell you this right now, folks, and let me go ahead and set this record straight right now. Okay? I've been a Saracen for over 18 years now. Okay? Over 18 years. 13 and a half of it, I was an initiate. Okay? I have the longest run as an initiate of any other Saracen. And I didn't give up. And I got my full S. I became chieftain of a tribe. And then later on earned my Mamluk and a second lieutenant speaker of the CK Saracens. Okay? I am not a part of any other company, nor will I ever be a part of another company. If there comes a day where I have to part ways with the Saracens, I will not join another fighting company. Period. I'm either a Saracen or I'm by myself. Either or. So let me make that perfectly clear right now. I could say the same thing about Wilhelm. I could say the same thing about Kishi. I can say that about Bacon. I can say that about his wife. I can say that about Spike. I can say that about Litalik. Okay? Every Saracen that was there today, I can speak on behalf of them and tell you that they are a Saracen. They are not Dark Riders. They will not be Dark Riders. So, I just...
Someone's getting on knees in this house, I swear.
You know, so I don't want to ever hear, and I tell you, if I find the individual who started that rumor, I'm going to confront them about it. Seriously, I'm going to confront them about it. And I will be very nice about it, but I will make sure that it is very clear that I am a Saracen. I am not a part of any other fighting company, and it will not happen. So let's just make sure that's clear right now. I don't know why that rumor started, except for the fact that the Nightings happened to be a Dark Rider and then 2 Saracens. I do not know.
It sounds like someone went 1 + 1 is potato.
Or they did one of those written math equations where the answer ends up being aliens because they like pants. Is the answer to how many pancakes there are. I'm sorry. Hey, whoever started that rumor, you can look them right in the face right now if you know who started that rumor. And you can look them in the face and tell them you're full of shit. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And you need to stop right there. No. 1 + 1 does not equal potato.
Not in this aspect.
However, some people, when you tell them what's 1 + 1, they go full potato. Which you never do. You never go full potato.
Who's Nasil? You mean Nasil?
There's a reason my character despises Nasil. Mike says he's been lied to. Because he thought 1 + 1 equaled potato.
Well, see, that's what happens when you take Common Core.
Well, we're here to make sure we educate masses.
Well, there we go.
And we have educated somebody, and somebody has now come out of the darkness into the light.
You're welcome, Mike.
There you go.
Unless you're Irish, you go full potato.
Yeah, if you're Irish, you're allowed to go full potato.
Listen here, you bloody bastard.
Okay.
You were there for the Great Potato Famine. Anyway.
We just sat on the other side of the creek, and we just got fucked up. We're like, they're starving over there. We had meat. Lots of it. We raised cows. I like cow. And then we got fucked up. A lot. While y'all were trying to figure out how to grow potatoes and rocks. Every day they come over and they're like, hey, did you hear about our brothers across the creek? Nay, wait, Dean. Oh, they're over there trying to grow potatoes. Why isn't a land full of fucking rocks? It is. It's like, aye. And all that is, what the fuck are you doing? You're not the most brilliant people in the world that are trying to grow potatoes and fucking rocks. The whole place, Ireland, everywhere you go, fucking rocks. Everywhere you fucking go. And they're growing potatoes. So I'm thinking a long time ago that fucking... I think that country a long time ago went full fucking potato. Then they came to America and said, look, we can grow potatoes. Yeah, because our land isn't completely made up of fucking rocks.
You started this in the middle of a Chinese book about a month ago.
I fucking did. There's a fucking rocks. I mean, who walks out in the land and says, I can fucking grow potatoes there? Actually, it sounds more like this. Oh, we can grow a bit of potatoes over here. And there been no one guy that grabbed my fucking drink and looked at it and said, this is gonna be fucking funny. Let's see you do this, fucking Farmer John.
I can't get back into the accent now.
I swear, one of these days, I'm going to run for king. And I'm going to do a full accent the whole reign.
You gonna fucking William Wallace this shit?
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Standing there that morning at Falkirk. And William Wallace came out and he slaughtered 70 men. His fire, his lightning bolt shot from his eyes. Fire from his arse. The potato rain. Oh, Jesus.
No, that's going to be my reign.
Oh, that's going to be your reign? You're going to run for king and we're going to have the big potato rain?
And I'll be an Irish.
Okay.
An Irish boy the entire time.
I'll try to be your champion, so when I come back to Texas, I'll try to be your champion, and then we can sit there and have fights over who's better, the Irish or the Scottish.
There we go.
That'd be fucking awesome.
And if you come back and you decide to run for king, it'll be after my reign, so that we can fight over it at end reign.
There you go.
You win.
There
could be only one!
For Christ's sakes, Highlander, don't lose your head. So yeah, like I said, I just hope it's clear that I'm a Saracen, so whoever said that I'm not, I'm a Dark Rider, go fuck yourself. I don't know who you are. Uh-oh, Mike sent a photo.
I don't.
I gotta look. I have to look. This.
Your phone says no. You shouldn't. Fucking Big Trouble in Little Chinatown. Are you fucking serious right here?
Oh, dude, we were talking about that.
The lightning. There you go. There it is.
That's not the one that played Raiden, dude.
Are you sure?
No,
it looks like it?
that's the one. That's
Is he the one that got really, really big?
No. That was the kind of fat one. That was the guy that had the swords.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's the longest been since I've seen the movie.
That's that guy that had like when he took his hat off, his fucking hair like fell down to here, and he still had it bunned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's who that guy is.
Bacon. We've been dropping ass the entire time.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Also, it's his ringtone.
Yeah. No.
Facebook messages.
Yeah, I have all kinds of fun shit on here. It's crazy.
We're now at the point where we're like, okay, now what?
No, we're not. But like I said, I don't. Oh, what the hell? I just gotta say, right now that I don't understand why we as an organization have to, bastard. Of course.
I know my father, thank you.
There you go. I don't understand why we as an organization can sit there and have such a good time and a good event, and then we have to end our fucking weekend the way that we do. And it's not just this kingdom; it's a lot of kingdoms do that. It's like you get that one asshat that decides to. You get this one asshat who decides that, oh, I have to ruin the fun because I didn't have any.
I mean, that's just with any game, really.
Well, and the worst part about this shit is, right? The worst part about this shit is you take the fact that who put up the post about being petty, okay, wasn't even at the event.
And he only made it worse.
Yeah. And then he made the whole situation that we currently had going way fucking worse.
For those of you who didn't know, Miranda is alive and well.
Yes, she's sore as fuck. But I think you guys would be too if you slept in that shit. There you go.
Now you all know. Moving on.
The more you know. know.
But no, I mean, I agree. I mean, people who go to events, put on this mask of, yeah, it's great, and then go home just to bitch about it on the internet, stop.
Some of these people...
If you don't like it, don't go. If you feel like, Spring War is going to feel, it's like, oh, Spring War's going to be shit, I know it. Don't go!
Yeah, seriously. Some people bitch just to bitch. I swear, some people just bitch because that's the only thing that makes them happy. If they don't have something to bitch about, they'll invent shit to bitch about. And then we'll have a big ass fucking fight and then not realize this whole fucking thing was made up. The fuck are you doing? That's when you just want to take somebody, that's when you want to take them to that point, bend them over and shove a pineapple up their ass.
Pulling a Hitler.
Yeah, there you go.
My grandma ripped, like grandma deal with her now.
My grandma, rest in peace, like grandpa deal with her now. I'm not sure where to go with that.
My condolences.
Absolutely. Oh, did you also hear that Seamus lost his dad?
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, Seamus lost his dad.
So we've lost 3 decently good people then.
Oh, she would bitch if the came up or if it went down.
Oh, if it came up and went... Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's saying she'd bitch either way.
Oh.
No matter what.
If the sun came up.
Yeah, she'd bitch if the sun went up or it went down. She'd still complain.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah, we lost
Gilly.
We lost Gilly.
We lost Seamus' father.
Seamus' dad passed away.
Like Seamus and Cesaro Seamus?
No, Seamus as in the one who runs the kitchen for Saracen City at Spring War and Banner Wars and shit. Yeah. He lost it. Yeah, he lost his dad yesterday, I think. It happened yesterday or Friday.
Yesterday or the day before yesterday.
So, condolences out to them, anybody else out there in the Amtgard world that's lost any of their loved ones.
And it has already been stated, at least for the Saracens, that we'll be pouring out during the naming of the dead. Gilly's name is going to be on there.
Yeah.
For Circle.
Yeah. He was Saracen.
No, it was.
Yes, it was. Tell you right now, yes, it was. Regards how people feel one way or the other, so.
As of right now, whenever it was stated, it wasn't because of if he was or was not a Saracen. It was more of a, he has allowed us to use his site for so many fucking years, up until the blow up, that Graylin was a very close friend of his.
And Graylin is a Saracen. And Graylin's planning on being at Spring War.
Yes.
He's going to just day trip, I think, Saturday.
And I believe it was Maniac who made it a point to say that, and Wilhelm backed him up on it.
And of course.
Oh, no. Maniac's going to do it because he is the representative for Spring War because of his having the CK. So I think Maniac is going to do the...
I feel bad for Maniac and our first lieutenant speaker of the kingdom. They were supposed to put me on trial at Spring War. They were so looking forward to it, and now they're not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Because I have to step down from my position at Spring War.
Yeah. You could always just hand it over to me.
No, you're about to become a chieftain of a tribe. You got enough on your plate.
Maniac's the chieftain of Cossacks, and he's also a speaker. Wilhelm is chieftain of Tribe Latrocine. He's also the lieutenant of high speaker. He's also the scribe.
Yes, I know. But you're the lieutenant of that chieftain.
Yes.
Or of that tribe.
I'm about to become that chieftain.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna hand you got chieftain. You got chieftain coming your way. You handle one thing at a time.
But the plan I have coming through, probably.
I think at the event I'm just gonna have a coup and overthrow McFadden.
Do it.
Why not? Just to try. Just gonna walk right up to him. McFadden, I'm taking your company. McFadden probably look at me and go, fucking take it.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now your speaker. And then about that time, I feel really sharp pain in my back. I'm like, all right, I'm no longer speaker of your company. Thank you. I'm out.
Thud.
There you go. And down he goes.
Next you know it, whenever, everything, the dust clears and everything like that, it's fucking Stewie Griffin up top. Victory is mine! Yeah, Mitch, after you
yes.
Were you still going to do shows?
Yes. I will still be doing a show. Oh, lucky. I will still be doing a show, and I do believe that Raj is going to probably more than likely be moving with us. So the Raj and Rick show will be continuing on. Problem is, my station manager ain't going, so we're going to have to get another one. Fuck. Or we got to teach somebody how to do it. Not looking forward to that, if that's what's got to happen. But yeah, no, we'll still be doing the show. It just be in a different location. You know, maybe we'll do a live show from Miami Beach during spring break. That would be cool. Right? We could have titties and ass, TNA everywhere,
and then be banned like on the spot from YouTube.
No, because they don't bear it unless you go to the wet T-shirt contest. But those are required to be indoor. They can't have them they can't have them outdoors.
Yeah, but you do realize some chick is going to be stupid enough just to go,
yeah, we're going to be sitting there live doing the show, have a laptop and all. We're like, hey, we're here live. It's spring break. And then some girl's going to come up right behind. And it's like, and that's the end of our YouTube channel, folks. Had a great time. We'll see you later. Maybe we'll hold up, or maybe we'll have like a piece of plexiglass that's not see-through.
So you can mosaic it.
You know, so that way, as soon as we see the girl come up with the bikini, we see her reach down, all we got to do is hold it up. You're like, all right, censor. I mean, of course, I'm going to be like this going, you should have saw what I saw.
Do you see what I see?
Right? So, like I said, I just, once again, a lot of bullshit came out today. Some of it started yesterday. And a lot more bullshit came out today. Fuck that. We had a great event. We made some money. Not a lot of money. I had a wonderful time. I did, you know, I wore credit. Had a great time. Yeah. Yeah, that's the plan, is I get the one where you can kind of see through it, but you can't see detail.
Do the basic outline, but you can't see the
You know, you're like, oh, those are, and maybe if I'm lucky, if I hold it up, then she'll press up against it. But it's still it's still covered, so I'm still covered I'm still technically covered.
You are, however, there may be some people that may just go, no, those are boobs. Report. You know, there's always one. And if one person does it for nudity, someone has to go through and watch the entirety of the upload to see if it's true or not. I know this because
which means I'll get somebody from YouTube that will actually turn into a subscriber.
Maybe.
By the time it gets done, like, I like this show.
Maybe. Someone did that with the 24-hour loop of like a song reported for nudity, and so someone had to go through the entire 24 hours.
Oh yeah, well, you're a boob. It sucks and all the salt on the CK page, and I couldn't give a kidney for some cell phone signal. I literally at one point was probably walking around going, whose dick do I got to stick it in order to get signal around here? You know, or whose hole do I need to stick my dick in? One of the two. I don't, at that point, you know, because I will tell you though, partially, I was grateful I didn't get signal, because as soon as that shit started blowing up, my phone would have gone nuts. You know, with, hey, are you seeing this? Hey, are you reading this? Hey, is this?
Yeah.
Hey, is that? And I'm like, oh, fucking hell.
Probably by the time you get back in, your phone just went brrrr.
Oh, no, my phone died.
Oh, okay.
My phone was dead. It didn't get turned back on until I left site. Being disconnected was actually making the event better. It was, because we didn't have like people's phones going off like crazy during court either. Yeah, whose dick do I gotta stick it in? Right?
So you're a fan of docking?
Evidently. Because I fucked it completely up when I said it.
Yeah.
But now that's a Yamish. That is a Yamishism for 2018. Whose dick do I got to stick it in? So there we go.
Clipped. Oh God. There we go. We hit it.
But yeah, we force people to actually have conversations with each other instead of sitting on their phone the whole weekend.
God forbid people are verbal.
I think that's why our conversation was so much fun Saturday night and the Sunday morning in the bar.
I believe it.
I mean, we covered a lot of things. We covered law enforcement, cool places to go visit in California and Nevada. We covered casinos, gambling, Las Vegas and the cool things to do in Las Vegas, the where the roller coasters and shit all are, and the fact that $4.99 will get you can eat like a king at the buffets in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Then we even made it into paranormal research and ghost hunting. We even started talking about that. We didn't talk about politics though. We stayed away from that.
The big fire talk out with Garrett, with Derek, Surreal, and others was very informative and quite comical.
Sad I missed the LEO conversations. Yeah, that's fine. You guys passed the fuck out, at some point. Because while we were sitting there talking, I looked over and Lyriel and Mike were out on the couch, and Squire was snoring.
Well, he does that everywhere he goes now.
This is true.
Especially at your house.
Yeah. Hey, look, he was.
That's the one thing I'm gonna miss when I go to your house on the weekends. Hanging out and having people that actually get me back into watching wrestling. Because probably whenever you leave, I'll have no interest in wrestling again.
Yeah, I know. But, the thing is, like, Lyriel's leaving the end of March. I'm leaving the end of March. It's like the house is breaking up.
God, this is the worst episode of the real life ever.
Well, I mean,
It's worse than How I Met Your Mother.
we're going to have like a going out show at the end of March.
Yeah.
Where we get everybody over that's ever been involved on the show, even though the show's not ending. It's just going to move locations, but everybody that's in the Texas, has been a part of the Texas part of the show, is going to have to come over and be a part of the show. Maybe we get Bacon to show up. That would be funny.
Well, he's showing up next week.
We could get, of course we'll get His Majesty here. Blake kept talking about wanting to do, yeah, absolutely. Mike, if you want to be on the show, yeah. Blake was talking about wanting to come out and be on the show before, so maybe we can get Blake to make a cameo on the show. I think we could have some fun with it. So I think I might set up Raj and Rich show final edition from Texas.
Texas finale.
The Texas finale. If Sable shows up in his unicorn outfit, then we got to invite that over.
Yeah.
Because I did something the other day. I don't know where it went though. It was right over there.
I think you made the couch eat it.
It's very possible the couch ate it. Where did it go? Because I can now guarantee that Thad will not watch my show. Aha! Here is my. I now have an I now have a ASTD. I have an ASTD.
An animal sexually transmitted disease?
No, that is an anti-Sir-Thadagrin device.
That works too.
Yeah. I got my little unicorn, and it's spring war. I'm gonna have him right there, and every time that comes up, I'm
like Mace.
Yeah. And then watch him hit me in the balls.
Just be like, back off, I have a unicorn, I know how to use it.
Right.
I might get one too, just because.
I want to see if I can find somebody to do the balloon outfit, like that one you see on Facebook where they're wearing the balloons looking like unicorns, and like I would literally give them money to just go chase that around. I would. I'd pay money for it. So
if that ever becomes king, we need to have just one entire side have unicorns.
We need to have like half the court. Like when he holds court, when he gets his crown, like everybody looks normal, and then whoever has a crown goes step down, gives it to him, and then like people suddenly bail out, and like only half the court sitting there, and then all of a sudden they all come back as unicorns.
Yes. That
would be amazing. He might try to fuck that as well.
So that's the show.
Right.
I am Blue.
Right. Where we go with that?
That's a good ending. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Bacon.
Thanks, Bacon. He's giving us our end line for the show right there. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Nothing else really happened in Amtgard that I'm aware of. I didn't really do a lot of research before the show because I slept for like 3 hours. No, I slept for what, about an hour?
What, you mean on the couch?
Yeah.
An hour and a half, 2 hours.
About an hour and a half, 2 hours. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to bed. But yeah, I think that's about it. Here's the deal. Folks, it's one thing to be upset about something. Okay? And I get that. You can disagree with something. But you don't have to become a dick about it. You don't have to become an asshat. You can say, look, I don't agree with this and this is why. And somebody's going to question you. It's going to happen because not everybody agrees. And have a civil conversation about it. Learn to have a civil conversation about it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how we fix things and prevent bad things from happening. I feel like this was covered in Team America. It probably was. You know, and we can have a civil conversation about these things, and we can fix these things, and they won't happen again if it is an issue. If it's not an issue, then maybe we can help a person who had a disagreement with it understand why it's not a problem. And that's what we need to do. We don't need to suddenly go, oh, I dislike this, and now I'm going to become a complete and total dickhead about it. You know.
I just ripped my pants.
You ripped your pants?
Yeah, at the knee.
Oh, at the knee. Oh, not in a good spot. Darn. What?
Anyway.
You know,
some
people in this world are dicks.
Yeah. Having an online argument
Some of these
fantasy
people in this
game
world are assholes.
is just like going ass to mouth. You really shouldn't do it.
And
It's
sometimes,
frowned upon in some states.
ATM.
and dicks go around wanting to be stuck in assholes. And assholes hate dicks because dicks are always sticking themselves into assholes. I'm totally.
You never take a poop and look at it and be like, gee, I guess I could fit a dick up my ass that big.
I've never.
Once or twice. Especially like those giant shits that you feel like you've ripped your sphincter. Because you know you wipe and there's the blood.
Yeah.
I'm Lufa.
Okay, I have a hemorrhoid issue, so that's why I have that problem. It's not because I shit so bad that I ripped my asshole. You know, so I don't know why you guys are. The only time I ever do is when I'm sick, because you can determine some of the issues you may be having digestively by the color.
I feel like you're shitting a corn on the cob hole.
Now we're talking about shits. I can't believe this.
And I think we're at that moment now where we say our goodbyes.
And the only thing missing from this conversation is now butt plugs. I'm serious.
And there it is.
Wait, where is it? You have one.
Is it the one with the tail?
Yeah, it's in the bedroom.
Oh my god.
The one with the tail.
I'm
This show is now gone off the fucking rails.
Like,
welcome to the Yamish and Lupa After Hour segment.
This is an Amtrak train in Oregon. Or Washington State now. He can't keep this shit on the tracks. Oh no!
We can't show that unless we can't show it live.
Yes, we can. I've done it.
Oh, okay, never mind then. We can't show.
There's a tail. There's a way to attach said tail to a person for the tail.
Good
And
news. It's a suppository.
It can stick in an orifice.
And not the fun one.
There you go.
So,
But you can use a corn cob as a butt plug.
You're not wrong.
There was
That's the sad part. You're not wrong. You can.
No, in fact, some Native Americans use corn cobs to clean their assholes when they shit. I found that on a tour in a Native American museum.
I'm
I was on this tour.
That's the only segue I have. It's like, I'm done with this conversation.
I was on a Native American. I was in a Native American museum.
You were on a Native American?
I've been on a Native American. I will say that much.
What's his name?
It wasn't a him. It was a her.
Cherokee here now. Oh, that's a thing too.
Yeah, that was a thing too. I found that out, but that's because I was going through documentaries on Google, on YouTube, and
the one night you're bored on the internet.
I did a
Dude, you can
what's the worst that can be found?
Whenever you get led to the weird side of YouTube, it's this black hole that you could never recover from.
Weird
and,
side
then,
of YouTube.
and then your history section is filled with it, and then the recommended videos are filled with even worse shit.
Wait.
You get shit that you're like, wait a minute. All I did was I posted a video. I posted a like to a video on YouTube, and I got my account banned for a week. I one day ran across a French metal band where throughout the whole video they're fucking flashing you with tits, and I'm like, How does this work? Wait a minute, how does this not get banned? People are like, oh, it's YouTube out of France. They have a little bit, they're a little bit more lenient. I'm like,
that whole international
They have
thing.
naked chicks on their orange juice commercials.
Japan has porn in their prime time.
yeah, well, you know.
America is the only place that censors so much goddamn shit.
But yeah,
we're going out of the Amtgard aspect.
Yeah, we are. I told you this is an Amtrak train in Washington. It goes right the hell off of the tracks. Yes, I was just thinking that, Miranda. So I think we're done.
I think we're good.
I think we are finished. Because we said we were dedicating this show to Amtgard topics, and now we're talking about butt plugs and the bad side of YouTube, and we're going to get a COC 6.
Wait, those are Amtgard topics?
Not this time.
We did not discuss butt plugs at the fireside in the bar. That did not come up. However, metal...
2 more hours? No.
Although a metal dick bottle opener did get discussed.
I have one of those.
Yes, I know, and we were discussing with the person who gave it to you. Lufus is like, I'm out. I'm not in this anymore.
Shit, I'm out.
I have that video saved in my favorites on YouTube. The little stick figures, like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Hey.
That along with the top 10 most controversial butt plugs.
Yeah.
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 Have you seen the cat?
Here we go.
Jules? So it's like.
Oh no! Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I've seen them.
So there's like bedazzled butt plugs. Well, you could get the end of a bedazzled butt plug, sans butt plug, and it has a little loop of like fishing wire on it, and you can put it on your cat's tail to hide its butthole.
Yes, I threatened to buy that for my roommate's cat constantly.
Literally,
Why?
its selling point.
Because it keeps putting its ass in my face for no fucking reason.
So what? You want something artsy to look at now?
Rather that than a sphincter.
Especially a cat sphincter, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, butt stuff.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks on my knee. I'ma just grab
No, this one's not a copyrighted deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope.
This would be a good way to say goodbye.
This is, we're saying goodbye tonight, folks. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Bye.
Bye, guys.
You guys, oh, wait a minute. No, we don't need to,
Baby
we
metal!
don't need to see baby.